All right, so let's start today's topic. So, as we were discussing a tad earlier, we were speaking about how in the social media world nowadays, especially for
The youth.
this generation, they have what they call a spam page. And for those of us who don't know what a spam page is, it's essentially a private online diary where they speak their mind and they only allow close friends or people they want to read those things. Whereas the rest of the world is, technically their page is protected from the rest of the world. So their private and personal thoughts can only be shared to a select few. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, it's authentic, you know?
Inauthentic or
inauthentic?
Okay.
Thank you. You know, my English isn't very good.
You good?
But yeah, because it's like if you have like your personal page, you know, you feel like you'd be able to post personal things on there.
Okay.
But people have their personal page, like Coach Lam was saying, like they try to make themselves look really good on that page. You know, when in actuality, it's like you're not showing the world who you truly are, you know, like, and then that's technically not a personal page, you know, like compared to where it's on your spam page where you use that as a diary, you kind of like put random photos on there, you know, so it's like kind of what you were saying, bro, like how there's that insecurity inside of them to put out to the world who they truly are. So
Yeah, I think it's okay to have a personal page that is privated, but because I've seen some of their quote unquote spam pages and what kind of content they post,
Yeah.
like some of the thoughts are like, okay, these are my intrusive thoughts, or these are photos that like I don't want everybody to see. But if that's the case, then what are you really trying to hide, right? I think like if like people say, okay, keeping secrets. Like if it's a secret and it's really a secret and you tell somebody else, I think that makes it no longer a secret. So same thing with a personal page. Like if you have that like wall behind these opinions, but you only want a select few to hear it, you should be able to express that to the rest of the world. And I think and then it ties into like the rest of social media, right? I think having a business page to portray who you want the world to see you as, that's okay. But when it comes to your personal page, I think growth is okay. I think it's beneficial to show who you were, who you are now, and what you sought to be in the future. I think those things are all in alignment with growth. And I think with this generation, they're afraid of mistakes. They want to look perfect, and it just hampers like their growth.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about what the youth can do to embrace like a growth mindset, or growing and changing, and how at times it can be painful? What do you think?
I think like just again, you just got to be your authentic self, you know, and understand that during the journey, it's like, damn, it's like that video you sent this morning, bro. Like it's not about the results, you know, it's about like the actual like the journey of it, you know. So like you posting what you feel authentically, you know, like eventually again you'll get to your results of that perfect person you want to be, or however you want to portray yourself. But you got to look back and kind of see like, damn, I went through all this, you know, like, and it's not even just like on the spam page, it's like you could do that on your personal page, because like you really should just be posting shit for you and not the world, you know. Like, and if you fuck with it and that's who you are, then you put it out there, you know, like.
Right.
But also like it made me think like, hey JLU, how many spam pages do you have? How many spam pages do you have? Just one?
Okay.
Do you post on there or no?
I say like every 3 months or so, like
Yeah.
a quarter a year.
And then how about with your like your JLU Shoots page?
My Jamie Shoots page, I haven't posted on it in a while, but I was posting pretty much every
At one point? Do you ever post anything on your spam page that you would have posted on your JLU Shoots?
wouldn't post?
That you would?
that I would post.
Yeah, and you would just hesitate?
Well, maybe it's better to compare it to like my personal page, because like the work and spam stuff is kind of like separate. But spam stuff is just like what I've been doing, what the experiences that I've experienced within the last couple months.
Sure.
But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say I would post it on my work account because that's not what I made my work account for. But
Yeah.
if I were like some of my posts on my spam, I'd be fine posting it on my main account. But so it's nuts.
I think there's definitely some, how do I say it, value in posting some of those things, like especially your day-to-day. But yeah, for a work page, personal page, that's good. And then once it comes to your personal page, yeah, it should be personal, because then now it's like, then you end up with 3 pages essentially,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like a personal public and then a personal private or spam page. So actually, I think to move on from like this topic of spam pages, you talked about the video, right? And I think it was Layla Hormozi who was speaking about confidence and how confidence comes as a result of work and having a plan and having goals, right? Like you gain confidence from going through failures, from taking those failures, allowing those failures to allow you to learn more about yourself, making adjustments or like working on your game, working on that specific skill set you need to get better at, and then being in that familiar scenario, a familiar situation where you've last failed, but this time apply the new habits you've developed and find success. And I think over time, like those small wins like become confidence. So I think
Yeah.
if we can have one more topic to expand on and talk about before we close it today is when it comes to confidence, like when you were younger, did you ever, because like right now you're pretty confident, you know, and the way that you talk comes off smooth. I know at times we still struggle with those things, but when you talk, you sound very smooth, very confident, very sure of yourself. Was there ever a time when you struggled with confidence?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, no, for sure. I definitely felt like as a youth, like, especially not having like the right guidance or anyone to tell you like, you're him or anything.
Hi, Derrick.
What's good?
Up? What's good?
Hello, hello. Sorry to interrupt your spiel, but you said yes, growing up
Rewind.
without the proper guidance.
Oh, yeah, you know, like, I mean, I had my mom, you know, and it's like, you know, like I feel like your parents will help reinforce your confidence, you know, like, or they would also like help reinforce like it's okay to put yourself out there like that,
Okay,
you know, and put yourself in like uncomfortable situations to grow.
sure.
You know, I felt like my mom's not a crazy risk taker, you know, so like me seeing that like made me a little more reserved as a kid, you know, to where it's like at times I wouldn't feel comfortable reading in front of a class, you know, or I wouldn't feel like comfortable standing in front of people and just talking, you know. I think it was until high school where I started to like kind of just take that leap of faith and try, you know, like for one of the clubs I was in, we had to model some clothes, you know, and I remember the first year I did it, it was like very nerve-wracking to go out there. Like you get the butterflies, you know, like
Sure.
again, kind of like she was saying in the video, like how your throat gets dry and you feel all like anxious and stuff. And then by the time the second and the third year came, it was like, okay, I've already done this. It's really not that hard, you know? But I think like not having that like initial guidance at first to just like someone to just like, it's good, bro. Like, just go try it, you know? Like, especially as a kid, because like we always talk about it, you don't know what you don't know, you know? And a lot of the times, like you'll get in your own way and like your mind will create that fear for you,
Right.
you know? It's a little side tangent, but like, bro, I live in a 2-story.
Yep.
Yeah. And so Kalia slept downstairs by herself. Right. Last night. Like in the dark and shit.
Just
like,
randomly.
Like, well, she had to stay down there because I had COVID, but
Oh.
she was like, typically like she's afraid of the dark, you know?
Yeah.
Like she's a little kid.
Yeah.
And so like, last night she was like, I'm gonna sleep downstairs by myself. I was like, you're afraid in your bedroom? Like, what you mean you're gonna sleep down here, you know? And I don't know if like, because after I was like, you know, you got it, it's good. Like I'm upstairs anyways, all the doors are locked. And I think just me giving that little confidence to her. And just like that reassuring her, like you'd be good, like mentally gave her that strength to like kind of just lay down and knock out without having to like be afraid of, you know, the unknown of what's happening, you know? And so like, that's what I mean by guidance too, you know, like just having that reassurance is, for from any adult figure, you know, to just, hey, it's good, you know, like
Yeah,
you'll get better from it or whatnot. So
that's big.
yeah,
I think definitely with the parental like guidance and support and encouragement, like I had a conversation with when I was in LA for the past couple of days working out with the pro guys. I had a roommate named Zay, and we like got into a pretty deep conversation first about basketball, but then it took a turn to life, you know, things that happened in the past, that make you who you are, and maybe like how your parental influences affect the person you are today. So you're speaking about we're speaking about confidence and courage, and for me, I was somebody who struggled with confidence, and that's like the totality of it can be a story for another time. But I feel like something that was important that we spoke about was because my parents were not so emotionally like intuitive or emotionally connected, or for lack of better term, like emotionally intelligent. I too grew up without like being really tied to my feelings or understanding how to process certain emotions that might have come up. I never got a chance to, like, I was never asked about how I felt or how did things make me feel or what these feelings are doing to me as a person. So I think you grow up to, like, I found myself pushing away emotions and pushing away feelings because I didn't really know how to deal with them.
Yeah.
And thus, like, I never grew the confidence to deal with my emotions. So, like, them being so emotionally reserved caused me to be emotionally reserved. And, you know, you mentioning how just your support and your encouragement allowed Kalia to be more sure of herself and be more okay with taking risk and be more okay with sleeping downstairs. Like,
Yeah.
I now can see that me not being as emotionally in touch, really made it difficult to handle those things. Like, I would find myself not like getting really upset and getting really mad, and that then caused me to act out, or sometimes caused me to be more competitive, like in sports. It was an emotion I never learned how to cope with, and so at times it worked for me, a lot of times it worked against me. And so I think, like, especially with kids nowadays, when it comes to like their confidence and their assurance in themselves, I think you need that to be a dog. And it's hard to be a dog when you don't know how to tap into and control all of your emotions.
Yeah.
So, like, for you, I guess the last thing would be, you're a dog, you're a competitor, you have that killer mentality. How does confidence and emotional regulation tie into that side of you?
Ask that again.
How does confidence,
Yeah.
right? The confidence you have now,
Yeah.
your ability to control your emotions and stay composed under crazy ass situations. How does that tie into developing your killer mentality and the dog mentality that you have in how you approach sports, approach competition, approach the world? Like, how does confidence tie into those things?
I think, I had a conversation yesterday about like building confidence in kids too, and it was like, it's repetitions, you know, and I think for me, it's like the repetition of life, you know, whether the goods and the bads, you know, and just taking every learn that I can that gives me the confidence to like go through things a lot more calmly, like a lot more like level-headed, because it's like I've seen worst of the worst at times, you know, from my perspective, and to be able to get through a lot of the shit that we were able to get through, or I was able to get through at a younger age, you know, and still be good at the end of the day, you know, like whether that's in life, in sports, or, you know, just parenthood right now, you know. So it's like all the repetitions through the years that like got me to where I am today, that helped one build the confidence, but that resilience, you know, like it helped me build that dog mentality, like especially seeing the bad shit, because it's like, so, you know, especially seeing the bad shit, because it's like, you know, I've been through a similar situation that was a lot worse than whatever this situation is. So, like, I know I'll be good, you know? Like, again, that's in anything, whether it's parenthood or sports or anything like that.
Perfect.
What about for you?
I think for me, the confidence and emotional control ties directly into a dog mentality, because sometimes when you're in your like your killer instinct or your killer mentality, like you just have to flow, and you can easily get disrupted if you don't, like, if emotions come up, because obviously, like, usually that's a killer mentality, right? And so things are happening that put you into a fight or flight, and then when you're in that mode, like, if something happens and it triggers an emotion, but you can't just take that emotion, see it for what it is, and then seamlessly flow through it, then it takes you out of it. Or if you face something and you don't have the self-confidence to, even though it's something maybe outside of your comfort zone, like you said, repetition gives you confidence, right? But at times, like, you're gonna need that confidence even when you face something you have never faced before. And I feel like just that self-assurance, that figure it out mentality, that understanding of yourself, that you have the resilience to get through whatever it is, like, gives you confidence to take it on. And as things happen in battle, like, you never can expect it. So
Yeah.
If I could tie it all together, starting from like having the spam page, I think it shows, like, having a spam page at a young age, because you need to express things that you can't express to the world, shows a lack of confidence and a lack of trust and emotional resilience, right? So I think for kids in this day and age, like, if you have a spam page, you should really kind of just take a look and reflect on why that is there and why this part of yourself you can't show to the world. And through what Kimo said about how to build confidence, it's just reps. Like, if you can then go and rep it out and rep out whatever skill, like, confidence is a skill, right? And then there's little micro skills of resilience, of emotional control, of discipline, of punctuality. Like, those little skills make up your confidence. And if you can then just take your time and really reflect on what you need to build, do the necessary reps and exercises to build that things, so that when you're in an arena to be tested on those skills, like, you have it. You have what it takes to keep your confidence unbreakable and unshakable. And so, yeah, take time to reflect, take time to be introspective and build on the things you need to get better at, and let that then build your overall confidence, your overall self-efficacy, so that you can let the world know and show, like, who you are, and be proud of that person. Because at the end of the day, like, you're not going to be perfect, but we all try to get better. We can all continue to take things as they are, take us for who we are, and work towards better. I think at the end of the day, you shouldn't have a need for a spam page. Like, your personal page is good. You know, you can be private, and so the whole world doesn't know who you are, but you shouldn't have to hide things. You should choose to be reserved, not be reserved because you're afraid to share. So
Yeah.
Any closing thoughts about that?
Shit. Yeah, just know no one's perfect, you know, and then that we're all in this fucking game trying to figure it out in our own storyline, you know.
Yep.
So being okay with the decisions we made along the way, you know, like, even if it's posting something, you know, like, especially with online, you know, like, you do want to, like, post certain things, you know, like, but you want to post what makes you feel good, you know.
Absolutely.
Or how you feel, because then again, like, if you're trying to head to this perfect stage for yourself, you know, like, you gotta be able to look back and reflect, you know, because if you're not able to look back and reflect, then how do you grow?
Absolutely.
You know? So making sure that, like, I'm able to see, and you never know along the way who you can motivate, you know, because you have little Billy over here who's watching your stuff and sees you from the beginning, and then kind of gets to see your growth along the way, and that motivates him to his journey, you know, to do better and get better.
Well, shit, you guys heard it here first. It's not about being perfect. It's about being who you are. It's about getting better. Change is painful, and growth is painful. So I think to wrap it all up, I would say, how did I phrase it? It was, honestly, life never gets easier. You just get harder. Okay, let's do that again. Life never gets easier. You just get better. So
Thank you.
Take it for what it is.
Yeah.
All right, my brother.
All right, doggy.
First one, it was good.
Yeah.
All right, we'll see you guys next time.
All right.
Peace.
It's easier to go on.
Can you pause that, J. Lou?